I think you could actually see Bitcoin at 100,000 within the next 3-4 months.
You've got some competition now, but I guess does this volatility we saw in Coinbase just kind of show you the risks, but also the rewards you can see when investing in crypto exchanges?
Yeah, it was very interesting to see the price action last night. Bitcoin started to pull back, and then you've got a very exaggerated move from Coinbase stock, and actually that pulled down the rest of the sector. So the sector that had been largely up on the back of the Coinbase news, around 10% on average, ended up the day around down 15%. So as you say, volatile day for all stocks in the sector.
What does it mean more broadly for the sector, though, particularly when we look at the volatility and I guess some of the government's requirements that are needed here for a NASDAQ listing?
Well, yeah, I mean, when I say the whole sector, I'm talking about mining companies, I'm talking about other ecosystem plays that are listed outside of NASDAQ, but NASDAQ particularly has a level of governance requirements that is going to be quite a large barrier to entry for most crypto companies. Sarbanes-Oxley being a core requirement around processes, protocols, and governance that I think will be a stretch too far for many of the nascent companies in this space.
Sorry, Richard. I also wanted to ask you in terms of what we're seeing with Bitcoin. We did see that pull back a little bit from the rally, but you've got a call here for 175,000. Our question of the day we're asking all our guests is, though, when do we see Bitcoin get to 100,000?
I think you could actually see Bitcoin at 100,000 within the next 3-4 months. We've been bumping up against 62, 63,000 for some time now. Briefly yesterday, we crossed and touched 65,000, a new all-time high. And I think that the Coinbase listing is actually going to provide an impetus for people to start to pay more attention to the asset class again. And I think that 100,000 will be well within reach, which is only really another 70% upside from here. When you think we've done on average about 200% a year since the inception of Bitcoin, that's not really much of a stretch from here.
Richard, Rish here, you know, we heard from Jay Powell saying that it was not just Bitcoin, but cryptocurrencies were just speculative items here. The retort often is that it is a store of value, but it's a very, very volatile store of value. And we've got so many other types of places where you can put your money. What's the point of Bitcoin? What's the point of cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, I think, Rich, that you have seen Bitcoin come to the fore as a store of value. If you think about what it is against gold in terms of all the different attributes that Bitcoin has, that gold has, Bitcoin outperforms. We're looking at scarcity, verifiability, divisibility, portability, durability. All of these metrics, Bitcoin outperforms gold. Now, sure, we're going through a volatile adoption period where it is starting to be recognized as a value asset and something that can be perceived as a store of value. But as the asset matures, you're only going to see that volatility decline. I mean, a big part for us of our future-looking roadmap is around derivatives rollout. If you think about the impact that options and a broader and more robust derivative market are going to have, these are just going to reduce volatility drivers on the sector. And so I think, you know, Bitcoin, most importantly, is the big trade when it comes to derivatives and the amount of liquidity that you see in Bitcoin. And so that volatility is going to get pulled in as you see the continuing emergence of derivatives, which is a big part of our future-looking roadmap as well.
Richard, give me a sense of what these various governments, particularly China, and no doubt the US will follow through as well, the digital currencies, what threat do they pose to the crypto world?
I don't think they pose any threat to the crypto world. I think that, in fact, they speed adoption of people using digital currencies and feeling more comfort with having digital currency wallets. If you think about what effectively a central bank digital currency is, it's no more than the fiat currency that you hold in your pocket, just used in a digital form in a more flexible way. Rather than you having to go to your bank account, you can have a wallet on your phone to move these currencies around, and it becomes more closely aligned with what we see in cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, obviously, outside of the control of governments, are not, devalued in the same way. Particularly Bitcoin, having that scarcity value of 21 million Bitcoin. I think that more and more people will start to recognize the value that Bitcoin has. And Christine Lagarde, one of her biggest criticisms of Bitcoin is that it provides an escape route from fiat currencies and the negative interest rates that can be implemented once they have control through full, broad central bank digital currencies. So I think more and more people are going to consider that as, coming back to that store of value proposition for Bitcoin.